Welcome back to Only Pistols. Today we're having a look at a Hammerli single. This is a CO2 powered 177 target pistol, produced by Hammerli from 1961 through to 1977 for the final version. Let's start by having a look at the markings. On this side, we've got the serial number, pictogram denoting that it's CO2 capsule powered, Hammerli's marking and single for the model, and then Model D for Diablo and caliber 4.5 177. And there are no other markings on it. So construction, the top part is steel, which is then blued, and the loading cap is steel. The frame is cast aluminium, and it's a one-piece frame. And the handle is a two-part plastic grip with quite well marked checkering. Very typical of the time for Walther as well. So that pre and post World War II period was a very standard type of grip. The frame changed over time. So this is the Kurtz and the more vertical of the grip. So this is one of the earlier pistols. So sights, click adjustable for elevation and windage, not marked. And at the front, post on a ramp foresight, and that can be drifted out to change to a different sized foresight element if you've got them. And that is a separate piece that just slides onto the barrel. How to load them with CO2? It's the cap on the back, so you undo the cap, and these take an 8-gram CO2 cartridge. And to give you an idea, that's a standard 12-gram, so little 8-gram cartridge for CO2. Alternatively, Hammerli also made a bulk filling cap, so it screws into the pistol exactly the same way as the standard cap, like that. And with that in place, you would then hold the pistol vertically, and using Hammerli's proprietary CO2 dumpy bottle, which you fill from I fill from an old fire extinguisher, you would just screw that onto the adapter, holding it vertically until you about 5-6 seconds is enough to transfer your bit more than 8 grams of CO2, because it's just filling the space. So that was a handy addition if you could get hold of it. It meant just use a more available CO2. But anyway, let's load this one up with the 8-gram cartridge. So they go in nose first. And again, in common with most CO2 pistols, you pull the hammer forwards to cock the action, takes the pressure off of the seal, off the valve. And in common with other Hammerlis of this period, what you've got is a hammer with a spring that powers it, and then a long tube that comes back through a seal into the area that's now got the CO2 capsule in it. On the end of that probe is a spike. So when you pull the trigger on the cocked action, that's going to go back and pierce the CO2 capsule. So first time you get very little noise, and then you recock it, and now you get a discharge of CO2. So to load it, push the hammer lugs forwards to set the hammer forwards against its spring. Place the pellet into the pop-up breech, push that back down, take up the two-stage trigger and fire. So very easy, very intuitive to use, and compared to spring pistols available at the time, no effort. The trigger is fixed in itself, but it is adjustable. So you get the ability to adjust the weight and to a certain extent the amount of travel you get on that first stage. Otherwise, this is denoted as being an earlier one because the one-piece frame has got this groove in it. The later ones didn't have the groove, but also the angle of the grip went from being kind of vertical to more inclined. So that was one of the changes that was made. The very, very last ones, so the late 77 ones, were in effect much the same as a Hammerli Master in that the sight was adjustable, the rear sight was adjustable, the grip was more angled, the trigger was more adjustable and had a trigger stop on it. So they were pretty much indistinguishable from the Hammerli Master by the end. But this is an early one. Accuracy wise, what can you expect? Well, there you go. Not too shabby at all. Excuse the odd one that I've dropped, but more than capable of holding that 10 ring. So still plenty usable today. As far as using it, yeah, you do have to work a lot more. Obviously that grip, although it's got a nice thumb shelf and the trigger is good, but the sights are quite narrow. They're not particularly distinct if you haven't got the lighting right, and you do obviously have quite a lot kind of poking back at you, so you've got a bit of a job to find them, but they work. The pistol is inherently very accurate because the barrel is obviously fixed permanently to the receiver, so everything is kind of fixed. And being CO2, you get a very reliable source of propulsion, so long as you have got gas in the pill, liquid CO2 available in the pistol. Shots count, 60 to 70 is quite reasonable, so you will get a full match out of it. But really, this being kind of early 60s was not really designed at target pistol shooting, because quite simply modern target pistol shooting as we know it hadn't been developed yet. So it was used as a trainer, a target trainer, so you could practice your target sighting, target shooting, trigger control, all those things. Still very good, very usable, and excellent if you can get hold of one, and a great piece of usable history. So there you have it, the Hammerli single, 61 to 77, CO2 powered 177. If you've liked this, then please like, subscribe, share, tell people about it, and yeah, otherwise I'll see you again with another pistol. Thanks so much. Bye.